Hello and welcome. You know that feeling, right? That itch to fix something, even when it's not really broken? Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful and maybe even surprising idea: the wisdom of doing nothing. We're going to follow a story about those moments when the greatest act of skill isn't to act at all, but to just practice a little restraint. Let's get started. This right here, this is really the heart of our story today. It's a lesson that, let's be honest, usually comes after some very long nights and some pretty stressful situations. It's all about understanding that in the world of complex technology, not every single action is progress. So let's meet the hero of our story. We're going to call him Alex. Now, Alex is exactly the kind of person you want on your team. He's incredibly smart, he's dedicated, and he has this fire inside him, this constant drive to make things better. When he looks at a system, he doesn't just see what it is, he sees what it could be. One day, Alex is looking at this server, a server that has been a quiet, reliable workhorse for years. But for Alex, reliable just isn't good enough. He's looking at this thing and all he can see are the flaws. You've got some old settings here, a CPU that's idling just a little bit too high for his comfort, a stack of policies that just feels clunky. The system is working absolutely fine for the users, but for Alex, it's not perfect. And that little nagging feeling starts to grow. And look, that instinct to fix things, to constantly improve, that can be an amazing quality, a real force for good. But, and this is a big but, without discipline, it can also lead you down a really dangerous road. Alex, driven by this desire for perfection, he zooms in on one small thing he is absolutely sure he can make better. I really want to pause here for a second and just paint a picture of what was going on. The system? Rock solid. Users, they were happy, logging in, getting their work done, no problems at all. The help desk phones were completely silent. By every single business metric that matters, it was a total success. But Alex, he just couldn't let it go. There was this one specific policy that just felt, well, inefficient. It wasn't causing any trouble, mind you. It wasn't hurting anyone. But to him, it wasn't elegant. It bothered him. It was like a little splinter in his mind he just had to get out. And so he thinks to himself, and maybe even says out loud, those 5 words that are basically the prelude to every IT disaster story ever told. It's just a small change. He truly believes it's going to be quick, it's going to be harmless, and it's going to make the system just a tiny bit better. This is the moment where everything starts to change. So after Alex makes his change, nothing happens. At least, not at first. The monitoring dashboards are all green, everything seems fine. But here's the thing about complex systems. They're like these incredibly delicate ecosystems. You can poke one little thing, and you might not see the effect for days, but you've set off a chain reaction, a slow, silent failure. So day 1, all green. Everything looks perfectly fine. But then, day 2. One user, just one, mentions their login seems a little slow. Day 3, a couple of people get disconnected at random. By day 4, 15 different people have called the help desk with profile problems. And by day 5, the alarms are blaring. It is a major incident, and Alex is smack in the middle of a crisis he created, all from one small, well-intentioned change. So imagine the scene. Everything is chaos. Phones are ringing, managers are demanding answers, the business is grinding to a halt. And right there, in the middle of all that pressure, everything goes quiet for Alex. And he has this crystal clear moment of realization. He finally understands what his job is really about. He finally gets it. A successful environment, it's not about being perfect. It's not about elegant architecture. It's just stable. It's a system where people can do their jobs without even thinking about it. A system with no major complaints, no security gaps, and absolutely no negative impact on the business. That is true success. This really says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you've got stability. That's what really matters. Uptime is king. It protects the business. It's the ultimate measure of success. And on the other side, elegance, the fancy architecture. And what does that often do? It might satisfy your ego, but it adds risk you just don't need. Alex learned his job wasn't to build the fanciest castle, it was to build the strongest one. So, after hours and hours of frantic work, Alex gets the system back to how it was, to that stable state. And yeah, he's humbled, but he's also so much wiser. He's no longer just an operator who reacts to things. He's become a protector, a strategist who thinks first about preserving what already works. He realizes now, it's not that you can never make a change. It's about how you do it. You need a process, a controlled, disciplined process. That means getting approval first. It means documenting every single step, scheduling the work during a safe time, a maintenance window, making sure you have good backups, creating snapshots, and this is the big one, having a rollback plan that you have actually tested. That is the path of a professional. And this is such a huge takeaway for anyone's career. Your reputation, it's not built on how many things you change or how busy you look. It's built on how stable your environment is. That's it. Trust is built on reliability. Seniority comes from being the person whose systems simply work. And that really brings us to the heart of Alex's story and the core lesson for all of us, the wisdom of restraint. It's about having the strength and really the foresight to protect what is already working.
Remember this, just because you can change something doesn't mean you should. Not every improvement is actually progress. And sometimes the most powerful, the strongest, the bravest thing you can do is nothing at all. Just protect what's working.
So the next time you get that itch, that feeling that you could improve something, just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself these 4 simple questions. Is what I'm about to do solving a real business problem? Is now really the right time? Do I truly understand all the possible ripple effects? And finally, do I have a tested escape plan if things go sideways? Alex's journey from just tinkering with things to becoming a real protector, that's a path a lot of us are on. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What was the small change in your own career that ended up teaching you the biggest lesson? Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you for watching this video. My name is Naresh. I am the content creator behind this YouTube channel. I have created a community for Citrix learners where I will be posting a lot of details on Citrix products and how to work in Citrix environments. I'm going to mention the link in the video description so you can click on that link and you can become part of the community. All right, see you soon. Bye bye.